Hi, everybody. I hope everybody's having a good day wherever they are. Today, I'll be talking about um, people that don't want to be with, hang around with during shit in the fan, and I'll give you in order these people that you want to stay away from during or in shit in the fan or after. So, not in any order. One is people who are addicted to stuff. You don't want to be around people who are addicts, who take heroin, cocaine, any of that kind of stuff, or uppers, downers, amphetamines. Also, the people who are addicted to alcohol. You don't want to. That's another one. You don't want to be around people who are addicted to alcohol, because once they stop getting their fixed, and so when things stop, people will turn and want to steal from you. Also, be around. Three is people who are not preppers. People who do not prep, who forgot to prep or don't want to prep. Because a lot of people won't want to, because they laugh at you and then they want your stuff, or they ask for your stuff. You have to be careful about non-preppers. Four is people who are entitled. The people think that they deserve the stuff. Other people who I think you have to avoid are the people who are in gangs. That's number five, I think, or six. I have ADHD, so I forget what order. Yeah, don't forget the people who are in gangs. People, because they will find you. They'll take your stuff. They'll abuse you. They'll hit you. They'll beat you. And they'll join other gangs if shit in the fan, and they'll steal your stuff and abuse you, and some women might be raped, or people might get murdered because they won't have anything to lose, because the police won't be there. There's no consequences. A lot of these things, there's not going to be any consequences. Other people to avoid are narcissistic people, people who think they're entitled. Yeah, that you have to be careful with narcs, because they don't have any remorse. They think they're better than you. They have, like, the Negan complex. That's a character on The Walking Dead that I watch. People who think they're better than you, who don't have any remorse, who can be manipulating. Also, sociopaths and psychopaths. Be careful, avoid psychopaths and people like that, because they'll try to they can abuse you mentally and physically, and they'll take their stuff away from you during shit in the fan, and they don't have remorse. Psychopaths and sociopaths have no remorse. They'll steal your stuff, they'll abuse you, rape you, and they'll spit you out, and like the saying goes, they spit you out and chew you up and spit you out. They don't have any feelings for you. Other people to avoid. I'm not saying all homeless people will hurt you, but be careful of homeless people. Not all homeless people would hurt you, but also, yeah. Also, another one is mentally ill people, people who are who go off their meds. Because that's another thing. People, I'll make another video about stuff like that. Is people who are on medication now, but then they'll go get off medicine, and they might be fine for a little while, and then they'll go through withdrawal, like addicts, and people who are addicts to drugs or alcohol or gambling or any other stuff. People, once they get off the drugs, the people who are mentally ill, a lot of these people can't help it, but the people who are like schizophrenic or anything like that, yeah, just stay away from people who are, because they'll think they're hearing voices and everything. You don't want to be around people who are mentally ill, the ones who might have schizophrenia or have, you know, have a lot of mental issues. Just stay away from people like that. I know that seems harsh, but during the shit in the fan, you have to be careful, you know, and also be careful of being around people. Stay away from people who are liars, because they'll lie to your face, um, and they'll use you, and they'll take your stuff, and they might abuse you mentally, physically. Also, be careful of people who are who steal from you. Um, and also be careful of certain neighbors too, because you don't know if certain neighbors will be bad. And also don't I'd avoid people who you don't really stay. I know. Be careful of people you don't really know too well. Like the saying goes, loose lips sink ships. Be careful who you talk to about prepping, because it might come out after you. And during the shit in the fan, avoid mobs, people who haven't prepped, and the ones who are gonna be, rioting and looting. Avoid the people who are gonna be rioting and looting because they have nothing to lose. Also avoid people who cause trouble, the criminals, like I said, gangs. Be careful of people who are criminals, people who've had a record, severe record. I'm not saying, criminals who've been out of jail, and just be careful of criminals and criminal activity. You don't want to be drawn into criminal activity, because either one, you might get hurt or killed. It's just being realistic. I'm not saying for anybody to do anything. I'm just being realistic, because you don't want to get hurt or killed. So these are the people I think you should avoid during or in shit in the fan. Hopefully it's not too long, and everybody take care wherever you are, and bye.